yet. Hey, everybody. Long time no see. I cannot believe I have not been on here a couple of weeks. So thank everybody for tuning in. And thanks my friend Traci for being here. And cannot wait to talk about all the things to make you super successful at the end of 2025 and beginning 2026. I can't even believe we're
I
already in
know.
September.
12 weeks. 12 weeks till Christmas. I'm like,
12 weeks. Holy cow. That's not very long at all.
I can't even.
Yeah. So talk to us. 5 things. I
Okay,
know
so
you came up 5 things Remax style.
I did. I came up with 5 things Remax style, 5 tips for your realtor success. So these are things that I use every single day, do every single day. And I'm certainly not the smartest person in the whole wide world and not the most successful agent in the whole wide world, but I do okay. I've closed 52 so far this year. And all of these things are some of the things that I do on the regular so that my business keeps going. So again, I remax them up. So R stands for remind to recommend for referrals and repeats and do it regularly. So R, super important to recommend to your past clients and remind them and remind the people that are in your sphere, the people that you know, to recommend you and refer you and repeat use you for additional properties. So this year I've been very fortunate that a lot of my past clients, my client base, has used me again. And in another section, I'm going to talk about like understanding my pillars of business and you know, my past clients are a very strong pillar of business for me. But your messaging when you remind the leads in your database is super important. So the reason why I want to mention that is because we have cold leads, we have warm leads, we have our sphere, we have our past clients. And each one of those, you're going to talk to them a little bit differently. So if the message is, if you are thinking of selling, think of me. Right? I mean, that's ultimately what we want them to do is think of us. So your sphere knows you personally, their family, friends, colleagues. So instead of saying, if you're thinking of selling, think of me, you say, you already know how much I care about helping people with the biggest moves of their lives. If selling ever crosses your mind or someone you know is thinking about it, think of me. Okay. So I mean,
yeah, and I'm, you know, at different personalities, you'll say, you know, different. I mean, I'm a super high D, and I'd literally say, like, do you think I did a good job for you? They're like, hell yeah, Jennifer. And I'm like, okay, who else do you know that I could do a badass job for that I could just knock it out of the park? And they're like, yeah, that's right. You know, so I think you have to ask because I think the general public doesn't understand that we need them and we need those referrals. And, you know, so you have to ask.
Exactly. So conversely, you wouldn't say that exact same thing to a colder lead.
That's
or,
exactly right.
You know,
somebody didn't really know me. Right.
You know, you would say something like, even if selling isn't on your radar today, it never hurts to know your options. So if the thought of selling comes up down the road, think of me. Right. Yeah. It's just reminding them, but doing it on a regular basis. So it's been said of me before that it's crazy because every person I talk to is a potential client. Like
100%.
You know, and that's the way that I am all the time. So so just understanding, and you can use chat.
You know, it's funny that you say that. I went out to eat with a friend of mine, another couple. We went out to eat with them, and she was like, Jennifer, you're like a walking billboard. Like all you do is talk real estate. And I'm like, duh, that's my business. Like, what else do we talk about?
That's right. That's right. Okay, so that's R, remind to refer. Letter E is expand where your business comes from, explore the strength of each of your pillars of business regularly, and evaluate the return on the investments in your business. So you don't know what you don't know until you realize you don't know it. So you've got to evaluate all the time, evaluate. And it's amazing to me how many agents don't know their numbers. They don't know where their business is coming from. They don't know how many calls it takes to have 4 really good real estate related conversations, not just, hey, how you doing? But to have really meaningful real estate conversations. And how many of those conversations do you need to have in order to turn it into
the contract? Yeah.
Yep. So a healthy business will have more than one pillar of business. So I learned this a lot of years ago when I was in sales and marketing for a cosmetics company. And you have to have strong pillars of business. Sam Walton, he has strong pillars of business. Hi, everybody. And so my 4 pillars of business look like this: my past clients and their referrals. Currently 51% of my business this year is past clients and their referrals. Agent to agent referrals currently is 16%, but I have 3 more in the pipeline. So community farming, my sphere and sign calls is 22% of my business this year. And lead generation sources, places where I do marketing and things like that I actually pay for to bring in potential leads, is 11%. So I know my numbers, and when you know your numbers, you can double down on the ones that are really working for you, and you can figure out better the ones that aren't working for you,
and either get better at them or drop them, get something else.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. And you don't know until you find out that you didn't know it. So,
and I think consistency. I think that is one of the main things, whether it's with your sphere of influence, whether it's with agents. Those are my 2 huge pillars. 90% of my business comes from past clients and referrals from agents. 10% comes from lead sources out there, but the rest of it, or prospecting. I do a lot of cold calling and stuff, but no matter what you do, consistency, very important to be consistent, very important to network, even if you're pumping gas, like talk to people around you, let people know what you do.
Yeah. So I'm that crazy person in the grocery store. I always turn around to the person behind me and say, I should apologize to you because I always choose the slowest lane. And that's ha, ha, ha. And while we're standing there, I'll turn around again and say, let me ask you a question. Can you tell me 3 things you hate about your house? And they're like, 3 things I hate about my house? Yeah, just tell me 3 things you hate about your house. Well, I hate my neighbors. Oh, I hate to hear that. And we laugh. And then I hate that my deck is falling down. Oh my gosh, I've got the best deck guy. He has done so many decks for my clients. Can I share his information?
And then you're collecting their information along the way.
Exactly. I'm serving, I'm not selling. So that's always been a really good thing too. So again, understanding your numbers and knowing where your business comes from and tracking it. So a tracker, I'm a big like draw the dots, draw the colors, like, and understand where my business is coming from. And when you look at it like on something like this, you can say, okay, what happened in February that my business was down, but what really happened in March that my business took off?
So what are the columns at the top? I can't see. I could see your months, but I can't see the top.
Okay, so green is for listings that I take, blue is for listings sold, and red is for buyers under contract.
Okay.
So if I have too much red, I'm kind of dialing it in. I'm not calling my past clients to get listings. I'm just waiting for buyers to raise their hand, right? So for me, this is super important because I get an instant understanding. Am I doing good business, or am I just kind of dialing it in and kind of waiting for it to happen? So
that's good.
So evaluate and pivot when you understand that your business is not where it was last year, or why it's not where it was last year. If something happened in a particular month and you can see, oh my gosh, the month before I did great business, the month after I did great business, what happened in that month?
And I'm telling you, agreed, and I told you that this year, not my teams, but my personal production has doubled in a year in 18 years. And it's not like historically, it's not like the best real estate year. So everybody's been asking me like, what in the hell have you been doing? But honestly, Grayson, and she just got licensed. And I wanted to teach her to be a really good agent and learn the way I learned, which is boots on the ground. I mean, nothing's given to you. You're door knocking, you're cold calling.
I call it nose to nose, toes to toes with people who can sign stuff. I mean, that for me is always the win, right?
That's right.
Always the win. So M in Remax is for mindset and motivation, which leads to momentum. So
Very
I'm a
true.
big believer that once you've got that momentum, don't take your foot off the gas. And we talked about this a little bit before. Once you get busy, it's easy to take your foot off the gas and
That's to
stop
go back to
doing those
consistency.
consistent things.
That's
Exactly. So also it's really good to remind yourselves, because sometimes we have deals that fall apart. So of my 23 that I wrote in July, I had 3 of them fall
23
apart.
sides in July. That is amazing to me. Congratulations.
Thank you. But it's also really easy to go down that rabbit hole when they fall apart, right? And I don't know about you, but I have situational OCD. I will replay and replay and replay in my head.
Trying to figure out what you did wrong.
What did I do
not
wrong?
you.
Where could I have kept this from going sideways? You know? But I also think that mindset and motivation comes from what we share with the community as well.
Mhm.
Okay. So a lot of times I can pull a lot of energy from my community by getting out and doing an event, things like that. I sponsored a bike ride, okay, that had 390 bikers,
Wow.
and they all got a cooling towel with my information on it, you know,
Good job.
and lots of, and it was like 102 degrees that day. So the cooling towel was perfect. And
well needed.
They rode 39 miles, and they got this cooling towel at the last rest stop from me. And we talked about Children's Miracle Network, and we talked about real estate a little bit, you know, while they were getting their pickle juice and all of that. But you know, I got a lot of energy off of that. They got a lot of energy from me as well. And I think it's really important to let the public see your wins, but, you know, do it in a way that's not super braggy, you know,
because nobody cares. I mean, it's like too many agents do that.
Yeah. So like I've sold 50 miracle homes year to date. Okay. So that's telling the people what, you know, that I'm successful, but also that I give back to the community.
Yeah.
Okay. So, so that's kind of an important thing, in my opinion, to keep my attitude really good, but also for the community to say, wow, she really gives back to the community. I sponsor youth bowling tournaments, and I'm out in the community all the time. So nose to nose, toes to toes with people who can sign stuff. So, so A is accountability. This one I love because I literally do this every single day. A is for accountability with yourself. Okay. So we often think about having an accountability partner to call us out when we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing. I choose accountability to myself. I ask myself 3 questions at the end of every day. Okay. You ready?
Ready. Talk to me.
Based on the work that you did today, would you hire you if you had to pay you to work? Based on the work you did today, would you hire you? The second question is, based on the work that you did today, would you fire you? And the third question is the most important one, because it speaks to mindset. If based on the work that you did today, if you fired you, would you consider rehiring you? In other words, is your mindset today a today thing? Or are you going down a rabbit hole and you're not doing in the work? You're dialing it in. You're your own boss, right? And we do punch a time clock. As entrepreneurs and business owners, we punch our own time clock. We are our boss. So I say, do you report to a boss? Yeah, I do. I ask those 3 questions at the end of every single day. So, you know, however you set up your day, you need to hold yourself accountable at the end of the day. Did I do the work, or did I, you know,
pretend to do the work?
Pretend to do the work. Just get super busy, you know?
And did you actually do money-making activities? Because a lot of times I think we get busy on minutia. Checking emails, putting stuff on Facebook, and next thing you know, you're like, oh, I worked hard. I worked 6 hours, but you haven't done a damn thing.
You haven't done anything to create money coming in. That's right. Create business coming in. So track your leads and update them regularly. So I put this under accountability because I struggle with this, updating my leads. And I came up with a really great system that's working for me. So all of my leads are in an Excel or in a Google Doc, okay, so that I can access them anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And off to the left-hand side, I put the percentage that I believe they will transact in the next 30 days.
Okay.
So are they 100%? I'm showing them houses. They have called me for a listing appointment, that sort of thing. If they're 100%, fantastic. I know what kind of focus I need to give to them. The people that I give immediate focus to are those that are 70% or higher. Okay, that I determine based on their level of searching
Motivation,
on the website and their activities and their calls to me and their responses to me when I reach out to them. Anything that is below 70%, my focus with those is to move them up to 70%.
Yeah.
Right. And if you have a place, whether it's in your CRM, whether it's an Excel spreadsheet or a Google sheet, doesn't matter, just use it. Yeah. And having that percentage method is what keeps me really hyper focused on my leads.
That's good. Yeah, I have a spreadsheet. Well, I have my goals, right? So then I write out my goals every day because they do seem to change.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've got my year goals, but then kind of my daily goals might change a little bit depending, but I kind of write those out every day. Just also it gives me refresh because this is a hard job.
It is a hard job.
And when you get up and you have to come to work, you have to remind yourself, like, why are you doing it? I mean, because you get hung up on 1,000 times, whatever.
Yeah.
So you have to keep yourself motivated. So I think it's really important too, to make sure you know why you're doing it and keep on that. But then I write down every phone call I make, every appointment I take, every listing appointment I go on, and it's important. And then I keep at the bottom, like, because I told you, my goal is to get 40 listings, right? And that started 3 weeks ago. From then to the end of the year, I am at 17 right now, I think. Like, I'm looking at my board behind me. I'm like, oh, that might have been a lofty goal. It's killing me, but it's fun. But you really get busy with so many appointments that I forget who I'm going on appointment on. So I try to, in my spreadsheet, my buyers, my sellers, who I've taken on as clients. And
so, I'm 61 years old almost. And on
Monday, happy birthday.
Thank you. And I just don't need another app. That's why I love things like this, and sadly I have lots of paper on my desk, So the X, so E was evaluate. Okay. Evaluate and expand your pillars of business. And X is go the extra mile for your clients. In other words, think about your business in a really creative way. Hi, everybody.
A lot of people. Hey, I'm so glad everybody tuned in. Thank you. I've missed all my people. Okay, keep talking, Traci. Sorry.
So I made a list of how many of these things or other things that you do that are clearly outside of the transaction requirements. That's where your actions are really going to shine. And I think that this is probably some of the things that have enabled me to be able to do the volume of business that I do. Because, I have one team member and he's 81 and I love him. But he's not super motivated to be like zoom, zoom, zoom like I am. So I have BizBox for my sellers. As soon as I have a listing appointment, a signed listing, BizBox. Community signs. I use signsonthecheap.com to create community signs. So like I have my signs that say neighborhood watch. What does it say exactly? Neighborhood watch. Where is it? It says neighborhood watch, in effect, smile. You're on camera, and it's got my Bitmoji holding a magnifying glass and wearing like an inspector hat.
I love it.
So like I have 7 farm neighborhoods where this sign is literally in almost every single property.
So you go and put them in people's yards?
Yeah.
I want to see one of them. Do you have one?
I have one. Hold on just a second. See if you can see it from there. Can you see it?
Yeah. I love it.
So neighborhood watch. And then I elf my clients. So you've been elfed. What's another sign that I use?
You do one for Halloween, don't you?
So for Halloween, I do full-size candy bar cases. So they used to be like $12 or $13 a case, and they're now like $20 or $23 a case. So I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that or not. But the note says, when I was a kid, the coolest houses in the neighborhood gave away full-size candy bars. Congratulations, you're officially a cool house, right? And I give it to all my buyers that closed November 1st of the prior year to October 31st of this year.
I love it.
Yeah. So, it's just a nice warm pop by basically.
Hold on real quickly. Look what Steve Hull has to say, because I think that's a good one. You have to wake up with determination if you want to go to bed with satisfaction.
There it is. I like it. Good job, Steve. So some other things that you can do to support your community: dumpster day. Like, hire a dumpster for $350. Let all of your people know, I've got a dumpster. It's going to be in front of my office on Saturday and Sunday. If you've got some junk to get rid of, bring it over. Right? I'm not selling. I'm serving.
That's right. That's right.
Same thing with like a shredding event, things like that. I'm getting ready to do my subdivision yard sales, my purge parties, and I'm giving pricing stickers to everybody that signs up that have my contact information on them. Right.
Right.
Estate sales for clients, elderly clients. I've done 4 estate sales this year for elderly clients that have stuff that they need to sell before they move to assisted living. Providing vendor lists doesn't cost anything, but letting your people know that you have a list of vetted vendors that other clients of yours have used. And by the way, you can use that for a warm reason to call your people. Hey, I just wanted to let you know that I'm updating my vendor list. And if you have somebody that you have used recently, I would love it if you would let me know who you really like. Right?
You're right. So then you're also giving them a service. You're giving them the ones that you've already vetted, and you're asking for their help. So I think that's awesome.
Absolutely. People love to help. So smile stops is what I call my pop buys. So I love my smile stops. Seasonal activities, for Christmas, holidays are coming up, and now is the time to really plan those things. And I use a system for planning my events. Okay. So, I backward plan into my event. So here's my event and here's how I want it to go. And then I outline the steps to reach that goal. Okay. And so by backward planning, you don't miss an opportunity to get in front of your people in a meaningful way. It includes the 7 touches, before the event. And really important is the after action report. So what worked, what didn't work, is it worth doing again? Same thing with your pillars. Is it working? Is it not working? What could I do to tweak it to make it work better? Do the same thing with your activities, with your events that you do with your clients and in your community.
Yeah, because each year they'll get better and better and better. You're right. You just kind of tweak what you're doing. No need to reinvent the wheel. We're getting ready to have next week. My favorite
event is, I'm sorry.
You're good. Go ahead.
My favorite event is Portraits in the Park. Super low cost and great opportunity, not only for you to have one-on-one time with your clients, and they have something special that they take with them because they're going to get these portraits from this mini portrait opportunity. But we do it outside with a beautiful backdrop in the fall. So they've got updated portraits for their wall or for their
holiday
cards or whatever. So whatever you decide to do in keeping up with your, giving the extra to your clients, whatever you decide to do it big. Like, you can always dial it back, but you can't always make up if you missed a step. So do it.
Right. We're doing next week, one of my favorite ones we do. There is a local animal shelter that is a non-kill shelter.
Oh, nice.
And so every year we do a big event for them, and all the money, 100% of the proceeds goes to them. But we have a dog or animal costume party.
Oh,
and
how
this
fun.
year the theme is a football theme. So, but in the past, we've given little trophies. I mean, it's amazing. But the reason I love it so much, and we usually do it at like a brewery, but like a family brewery, where
Mhm.
kids are invited, of course, and everything. Um, but it's the one event that we usually have hundreds of people that come. Everybody talks to each other because the one thing in common is that animal, and the animal's dressed up. So it gives
Mhm.
somebody a commonality, a conversation piece. And
Yep.
it's the one thing that I'll look out and watch people, and I'm like, this is a really good. But people will ask me, my clients will be like, hey, what month are we doing it this year? Like they're on it. We were doing it in October. I changed it to September this year because we also do that Thanksgiving pie giveaway, and it was a little too much too close together. It
Mhm.
just gets hard planning party,
Yep.
party, party. But
Yep.
yeah, that's a really good one too.
So we talked a little bit about time blocking, and I'm the first one to admit I'm the worst at it. Well, probably not the worst, but I'm pretty bad at it. And it's because like when my clients will call me, hey, I need this, I'll be like, yep, off I go. Right? I don't care what I had planned to do, off I go, and because I'm going to take care of my clients. But Darren Hardy, he says, if you walk into your office for the day without a set agenda, the day will set your agenda for you.
Ah, very
So,
true.
yeah, so I have that in front of me just to gently remind myself that I really need to make more of a concerted
Yeah,
effort to time block because I know that it is it's super important. So those are my top 5
I love
tips.
it.
Remax them up, but I've got one more tip for you. So it's actually 6.
Okay, I love it.
So share yourself with your clients. Okay. When they are invited into your life, the things that you love and the things that you do and the things that are important in the traditions in your family and things like that, they stop being clients and they start being friends. And
Amen.
friends love to help friends. And so I shared my best bolognese recipe in a
Mm.
golden ticket box a couple of years ago. I shared this year my game that I made, my Lux in the Lou game, with 150 clients and 150 agents. And people are just having a blast playing that game.
Oh,
And
yes, I saw your game. I saw your game when we were in Houston together.
that's right. That's right. And people are just having a blast with it. So I'm going to bring it with me on the Elite Retreat and
Yeah.
Lux Forum. And yeah, and so hopefully I'll get a bunch of people playing, and it's so fun that, people just get like highly addicted to it. I think
That's
we've played
hilarious.
it in my backyard now 4 times in the last 3 weeks.
Wow, that's awesome. I love it. And don't forget, Kim Hallmark down there is asking you for more information on your portraits in the park.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right. Happy to
Awesome.
reach out and give you all the things I have. A past portrait photographer and wedding photographer. So I hire her and she charges me $300 to come for the day. She takes
Wow.
all the pictures and then she emails the entire group, and then I email out all of the pictures to my clients.
I
So
love it.
they absolutely love it. First year that I did it in front of a covered bridge that we have here that's an historic site here in Missouri. And the second year I did it at a Christmas tree farm. So I
Mm.
decorated up a bunch of Christmas trees, and then I made sure that my photographer knew to get really close up portraits of the kids putting an ornament up on the tree. So it was like sideways, and they're like looking up at the ornament
That's
like it's the.
cute.
It was
Aw,
so good. It
what a
was so
great idea. Never thought about doing it at a Christmas tree farm. That's an awesome idea. Look at you. I
yeah.
love it.
So I mean, with the change of colors and everything, it's so easy to
Well,
fall
then
up
you
a
already have your
background.
backdrop. You already have everything. All you need is a photographer. That's
Yep.
easy, right?
Yep. So I
That's
got a couple
great.
of hay bales and put out a couple of big blankets. And the thing that's wonderful about it too is they bring the kids, they bring the dogs.
Yeah.
Like one family brought, like one of their sons is all into Legos, and he brought his Legos and he was playing Legos, in front.
Oh,
And it was really sweet.
that's
But
a
if you
great
use something
idea.
like Calendly or, or an appointment setting tool like that, it makes it really, really easy for them to schedule 15-minute sections. And then
Okay.
of course the 7 touch prior to the event. And the
Yeah.
8th touch is anybody that
After.
couldn't make it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
And
awesome. I love it.
it's hard for people sometimes to get this mindset too when it comes to client events, right? We get in our heads and go, well, what if nobody comes?
Yeah.
Right? What if I only have like 3 people come? Okay, then it's a failure. It's not a failure because it's not about how many people come. It's about the fact that you invited them to a special event for
That's right.
them.
That's
Right.
right.
And so mindset again, it can push you forward when you might maybe want to fall backward and crawl into a cave.
Because we all can get in our own minds, right? Yeah. And I think it's easy to get out of it if you can think about how can I help others instead of feeling sorry for yourself. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
But if anybody else out there wants to be on my Mind Over Market Monday, please send me a message because I took a couple of weeks off. Now I'm revamping, getting excited, and would love some new faces or returning faces. So yeah, just let me know.
Yay. Thank you so much for having me on today.
I am so glad you did it, Traci. And I love the pictures and the portraits in the park. And I love the idea about doing it at a Christmas tree farm. I think that's kind of a genius. You can also do that probably at at Halloween, right? To get in a pumpkin patch because then they could use those for their, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
That is good stuff.
Well, I'm looking this year for a big red truck that I can decorate with the Christmas tree on top and the wreath on the front. And
that like an old, like you talk about like an old timey truck. Oh,
yep,
that is,
old-timey truck.
I can see
So
like
I'm
Christmas cards.
actively searching.
Oh. Well, we have to put it out there in the universe. If anybody knows.
Who knows? Who knows somebody with a big red truck? I mean, my brother has one, but he lives in Ohio. So I'm like,
that's too far.
Drive the truck down.
Yeah. I love it. Anyway, well, thank you, Traci. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in October, just a couple of weeks.
I know. I can't wait.
I can't wait. And thank you. This has been wonderful.
Oh, good. Good. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, I loved it. I appreciate you.
Thanks, everybody, for coming.
Yes. Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Traci.
Yep, you bet.
Bye. And let me know if you want to be on the next one.